So, let's dive into the incredible story of the Kashi Vishwanath Temple. We're talking about one of Hinduism's most sacred jewels. But for centuries, this temple wasn't just a place of worship. It was, in a way, a prisoner, completely trapped by the city that literally grew up and swallowed it. This is the story of how that ancient marvel was finally set free. I mean, think about that question for a second. It sounds impossible, right? You've got this immensely important holy site. But to even get to it, you have to squeeze through this dense, suffocating maze of a city. How do you solve a problem that's been building for centuries without destroying the very soul of the place? For thousands of years, this temple has been the spiritual heart of Hinduism. But if you'd visited not too long ago, you would have seen something completely different. It was still a jewel for sure, but one that was hidden deep inside this chaotic, almost claustrophobic labyrinth. And this was the reality for hundreds of years. The journey to one of the most important spiritual experiences was through these narrow, crowded, and honestly suffocating alleyways. It completely cut the temple off from its lifeblood, its sacred connection to the Ganga River. Now, to really understand just how massive this modern project was, we have to look back. We've got to understand the temple's incredible, turbulent history of being destroyed and then reborn. Its story is just one of amazing resilience. So after being this major spiritual center for ages, the temple suffers this devastating blow in 1679. It was completely razed on the orders of Aurangzeb. But it wouldn't stay down. It rose again, rebuilt by the amazing Queen Ahilyabai Holkar in this beautiful Nagar style. And then, get this, in 1835, Maharaja Ranjit Singh gifts it a 1-ton pure gold canopy. Just an incredible testament to how important this place has always been. Okay, so that long and dramatic history brings us to the modern era, and to a plan that felt, well, almost impossible. A master plan to finally solve this centuries-old problem, once and for all. The vision, championed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, was incredibly clear. This wasn't just about pouring concrete and building something new. No, this was about restoration. The goal was to physically and spiritually reconnect the temple to the river, to bring back that ancient, majestic glory. But, having a vision is one thing, the execution, a totally monumental challenge. First, they had to acquire over 300 private homes. And then, here's the kicker. No wrecking balls, no bulldozers. Heavy machinery was completely out of the question because who knew what ancient treasures were hiding in the walls? Everything had to be done carefully, meticulously, by hand. And it was because of that super careful, hands-on approach that they stumbled upon something that nobody, and I mean nobody, could have predicted. As they started taking things apart, the project took a completely shocking turn. So just imagine it. You've got workers carefully dismantling modern buildings, brick by brick, peeling back layers of plaster and concrete from homes that had stood there for generations, with no idea what's really inside. And all of a sudden, this project wasn't about clearing a path anymore. Oh no. It was about to become an incredible archaeological resurrection. The discovery was just staggering. It turns out that over generations, as the city got denser, people had just built their homes over and around ancient temples. We're talking about entire, perfectly preserved structures that had literally been absorbed into the walls and foundations of houses, hidden from sight for centuries. They had basically uncovered a lost city within the city. So finding this changed everything. It wasn't just about honoring the past anymore. The past was right there. The engineers decided to pivot. They turned away from some modern techniques and looked back to ancient wisdom, determined to build something that would last for centuries, just like the temples they'd found. So they made a choice. They rejected modern steel rebar, the stuff we use in most buildings today. Why? Because eventually it rusts, it corrodes, and it weakens the structure from the inside out. Instead, they went with an ancient technique: interlocking stones. It's all about using perfect 3D geometry to lock everything in place. No rust, no decay, just pure, timeless strength. The materials they chose were just as important. They used ancient load-bearing techniques, stones carved with incredible precision, and even a traditional lime-based mortar that actually breathes and flexes, totally unlike modern cement, which is rigid and can crack. Every single element was chosen for longevity. Okay, look at that number, 157 MPa. I know, it sounds like technical jargon, but that number represents the incredible strength of the Makrana marble they used for the flooring. It's way, way stronger than high-strength concrete. But even cooler is that it doesn't really absorb water, and it stays cool to the touch, even in the blistering heat of Varanasi. It's this perfect blend of function and tradition. So, this leaves one final huge logistical puzzle. They've got the vision, they've got the ancient techniques, they've got the materials, but those narrow, winding city lanes are still there. How on earth do you transport thousands of tons of massive, carved stones into the heart of the site? And the solution was so beautiful, so simple. They just bypassed the city's congested streets entirely. They used the original highway, the very waterway the whole project was about connecting to in the first place. The River Ganga became their construction highway, letting them float all the heavy materials right to the site. And here it is, the result of all that incredible effort. A magnificent, grand 12-acre corridor that gives you this wide, open, serene path from the banks of the Ganga right to the steps of the temple. That sacred jewel is no longer trapped in a maze. It is finally and beautifully free. You see, this project did so much more than just build a path. It resurrected a hidden history, and it built a future based on ancient wisdom. It really leaves us with a powerful question, doesn't it? If we can blend the genius of the past with the ambition of the future, what other priceless parts of our heritage are just waiting to be restored?